So tell us about some of the positives that are happening. It's not all doom, gloom, and evil out there. There are a lot of good things happening around us.
Well, let's just take the most obvious that no one knows. In the previous 20 years, 1 billion people have been lifted out of poverty. You might not know that.
Yep.
Here's the rest. In the next 20 years, we're going to lift 1 billion more people out of extreme poverty. Now, you got to understand, our definition of extreme poverty is $1 a day or less. Now, you can inflation adjust that backwards, of course, and you can see where we were. But where we were was in 1800, when the United States was brand spanking new, 94% of humanity lived in extreme poverty.
Damn.
94%. So all of what we would think of as the middle class, the bourgeoisie, anything you want to think of above that, kings, emperors, you name it, 6% of the human population in the entire world. 94% subsisting on essentially nothing. And today, we're moving 1 billion people out of that per 20-year period.
That's amazing.
That is shocking, and nobody seems to know it. Here's you one. You might not have seen this because this just hit like a week ago. A majority of humanity, as of this past month, for the first time ever, a majority, slight majority of humanity is middle class or above.
Wow.
Now, the economic implications of that are kind of shocking, and I know this is economic war room, so we think about those things. But the humanitarian aspect of that absolutely floors everything. These kinds of data points, these aren't things that ought to just be on some think tank's website. This ought to be sung. We should all be talking about this all the time.
Around
this
the
is
world.
shocking stuff. You're talking about the end of poverty as we know it in our lifetime. And of course, there will always be relative poverty. The socialists are always talking about income inequality. Well, how the heck do you think we lifted all those people out of poverty? You were talking about PayPal a minute ago. PayPal famously went from 0 to 25 million customers in our first 2.5 years, which was awesome, very cool. Awesome. We had the first technology pure play IPO to succeed after the tech bust. That's all great. Big merger with eBay. Now they're worth about $130 billion, so yay them. And because I don't have any stock anymore. But I mean, it's really cool. Okay, that's not the story. In those first 2.5 years, we facilitated the creation of 2 million small businesses.
That's amazing.
That's amazing because that's millions of lives
that's economic
really
growth
changed.
right there.